Hello and welcome back to the channel.
Today, we're talking about one of our favorite destinations ever, Easter Island, Chile.
Stay tuned for hotel, flight, and transportation recommendations, as well as all of the must-see sites.
Welcome to World Wanderers.
We're Alicia and Will.
Come wander the world with us. Easter Island, also known as Rapa Nui, is an island in special territory of Chile in the southeastern Pacific Ocean.
The island is most famous for its nearly 1,000 monumental statues called Moai, which were created by the early Rapa Nui people.
Experts disagree on when the island's Polynesian inhabitants first reached the island, but evidence suggests it was between the years of 800 and 1200 AD.
The name Easter Island was given to it by its first Dutch explorer, Jacob Roggeveen, who encountered it on Easter Sunday in 1722.
At this time, the island's population was between 2,000 and 3,000 people. This number was already reduced from previous years due to deforestation.
European diseases, Peruvian slave raiding expeditions in the 1860s, and emigration to other islands such as Tahiti reduced the population just 111 native inhabitants by 1877.
Easter Island is one of the world's most remote inhabited islands. The nearest inhabited island is Pitcairn Island, 1,289 miles away, and the nearest continental point lies in central Chile, 2,182 miles away.
Really isolated. And to get to Easter Island, you can either fly there or take a cruise. We opted to fly because cruises really limit your time on the island.
I've also heard multiple accounts of the port stop being canceled on a cruise, and I'd be heartbroken if I missed this one.
Definitely. The cruises are also generally on luxury lines and extremely pricey. So for most people, flying is going to be the best option.
To get there, you're going to need to get to Santiago, Chile first. The only airline that flies there is Chilean airline LATAM.
There are about a dozen flights a week from Santiago to Hanga Rau, the island's capital.
To book these flights, you may have to go straight to the LATAM website. In my experience, Google Flights will not always populate the flights, even if there is availability.
Historically, there has been occasional flights to Easter Island from Tahiti, but this flight is currently suspended.
The flight from Santiago is roughly 5.5 hours there and 4.5 hours on the way back due to the winds.
You'll get different baggage allowances depending on the level of ticket you choose, but we did notice a lot of people checking coolers full of food to bring to the island.
Since food in mainland Chile is significantly cheaper than on the island, this might be something you want to consider if you'll have a way to cook while you're there.
When you land in Easter Island, you'll arrive at the super tiny airport. There's only one runway, and you'll go directly from the tarmac and walk right into the terminal.
We rented a car from a local rental car company on the island. They were all similar priced, and they'll be advertising at the airport if you don't want to book in advance. There were also options to rent bikes, Vespas, or ATVs.
The sites and hotels are pretty spread out though, so you're definitely going to need some form of transportation that's not walking to get around the island if you're not on a group tour.
We rented a little Suzuki 4x4 and it worked out great. There's very few roads on the island, so it's pretty easy to drive around and not get lost, even if you don't have GPS or cell service.
From the airport, we headed through the small town of Hanga Rau, Easter Island's capital.
Our hotel was about a 25-minute drive from there.
We stayed at Altiplanico Isla de Pascua.
This was located just a little bit outside of town and was very quiet and peaceful.
Each room's its own building and had a beautiful furnishings and a nice view of the water.
There was a semi-outdoor shower in our room, which was cool, and the price included a buffet breakfast. Finding lodging that includes a meal is a win because, as I mentioned, food on the island is extremely expensive.
We'd compare the food pricing to Iceland or Switzerland.
In order to see the famous Moai and everything Rapa Nui has to offer, you're going to need a national park ticket.
The easiest way to get the tickets is to buy them online at rapanuinationalpark.com.
National park tickets for foreigners are 72,000 Chilean pesos, which is roughly 78 US dollars.
Tickets are valid for 10 consecutive days from the start date and will get you into all the tourist sites around the island.
You can also buy them in town at the local ticket office. They're open daily from 9 to 1 and 2 to 5.
The Moai are all over the island and there's tons of different sites to see.
We'd recommend just checking them off your list by working in a circle from your hotel.
The most famous site is probably Ahu Tongariki. This site is the largest restored ceremonial platform in Rapa Nui, displaying 15 moai.
One of these weighs 86 tons, the heaviest ever erected on the island. All of the Moai here face sunset during the winter solstice.
Around them, you can also view fallen Moai.
Ahu Tongariki was the main center and capital of the Ho'oti'iti clan.
Its Moai were toppled during the island's civil war and also during a tsunami in 1960. Ahu Tongariki was substantially restored in the 1990s.
If you face the opposite direction at this site, you can view the volcanic crater Rano Raraku from the south. That's the next stop we'd head to.
Rano Raraku is the quarry where the Moai were manufactured. It is a site that was crucial for the creation of the hundreds of Moai.
Here, they were carved by various sculptors using a toki, which was their main tool for carving.
The site is special because you can view the statues with different characteristics and heights, some in the process of being transported to their ahu, or platform.
The trails along the Moai are so enjoyable to walk down, and the elevation offers incredible views of the surrounding landscape and the sea.
The next site you shouldn't miss is Orongo Village.
Here, you can view stone slab houses, which feature a unique style found nowhere else on the island.
The first half of the Ceremonial Village's 53 stone masonry houses were investigated and restored in 1974, with the remainder completed in 1976.
This site, dating back to the 17th and 18th centuries, is strategically located atop the Rano Kau volcano, providing panoramic views of the Pacific Ocean.
On one side, a 300-meter-high barren cliff face drops down to the ocean.
On the other, a more gentle but still very steep grassy slope leads down to a freshwater marsh inside the high caldera.
And just a short walk away is the volcanic crater Rano Kau. Make sure to check it out while you're there because the views are great.
Next, we'd head to Tahai Ceremonial Center.
This archaeological site offers visitors the opportunity to visit 3 impressive platforms.
This site, pivotal in contemporary ceremonies, including the coronation of the Queen of Tapadi, Rapa Nui, is one of the oldest inhabited areas.
In addition to its historical significance, Tahai is the resting place of William Malloy, an American archaeologist who made significant contributions to the study of Rapa Nui culture and who has led to the restoration of major Ahu.
In addition to its historical richness, Tahai stands out for the beauty of its sunsets.
Enjoy the view and the soothing sound of the sea, creating the perfect setting for those wishing to capture photographs of an impressive landscape.
Every evening we drove past this site, we had to stop and admire the bright pinks and yellows and oranges that were so vibrant they looked photoshopped.
Another famous platform is Ahu Akivi. Here there are 7 Moai, all of equal size and shape, and it's the only Ahu where the Moai look out to the ocean.
According to tradition, these 7 represent the first 7 navigators who arrived at Rapa Nui.
They face sunset during the spring equinox and have their backs to the sunrise during the autumn equinox.
Such an astronomically precise feature is seen only at this location on the island.
This site is also known as a celestial observatory and is popular for nighttime photography.
The final spot we wouldn't miss is Anakena. This white sand beach with crystal clear waters is popular for swimming and surfing year-round.
In addition to its natural beauty, Anakena also contains a ceremonial platform featuring 7 Moai.
It's a beautiful place to spend an afternoon or even pack a picnic lunch and spend some time.
Easter Island as a whole is beautiful.
There's wild horses running all over the island that'll just randomly appear at all the Moai sites.
It's truly an amazing place. We stayed for 4 full days and thought it was a great amount of time.
We would have enjoyed a longer stay, but we saw everything we wanted to. And with it being an expensive destination to hang out in, we thought this was the right decision and the right amount of time.
We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you found it useful, please give it a like and help us out.
Make sure to subscribe to be notified of future videos. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments.